Well, let's get back into our own atmosphere here.
Good idea. Yeah.
We do have a little bit going on.
That's a great segue.
Some rain coming in and whatnot. Jason, we've been watching this all day, and we're kind of watching, a little skeptical of how things were going to go, and it's worked out well for us.
It has worked out well for us. Even like stepping outside today, growing up in Mississippi, I'm like, ooh, it's warm, it's humid, it's in the 70s. Yeah. Feels like active weather. But the clouds have helped to keep things going.
Windshield wiper.
Got a little windshield wiper blade there, folks.
It's a blowing.
How you like that?
It does look windy.
It does look windy, and it's going to likely be breezy for the rest of the evening here. We're still expecting that frontal boundary to crawl through over the next couple hours or so. As we are timing out the rest of the evening, we have to get to some of these showers and storms that have kind of been bubbling up across the area. Have they been at a severe weather threat? No, they have not. Now, the good news is with these showers and perhaps even some bubbling up of some clusters here, is that they've been leading this frontal boundary in, so that's been allowing that energy to diminish over the past hour or so because of some of these earlier storms out ahead of this frontal boundary. As we stick with this narrative, we're going to stick with the south wind coming on in. So breezy, gusty winds out of the south, roughly around 20 to 30 miles per hour. In the mid to upper levels where that energy is still kind of marinating there, that is still allowing for some of these showers and storms to continue for the rest of the evening. The next wave is expected to arrive over the next hour or so. Within the next hour. Along, you can see there's 76 from Richland stretching all the way up through Medina County, even including over towards Portage, Stark, and even down towards Holmes County. Some light to moderate shower activity for you. Behind that, another line is expected to move through. So this is likely going to be a secondary line coming after this primary line here. Erie County stretching south over towards Lorraine and moving over towards the east and eventually Cuyahoga County. This is what we're going to be dealing with here. All of this is going to be eastward progression, and behind it you can see that frontal boundary is just now beginning to move into the Indiana border between Indiana and also Illinois. Because we're still expecting some strong storms to bubble up here, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman is keeping our severe weather threat a bit more on the enhanced side. So there's a 3 out of 5 with some of the high wind gusts still expected. Thunder and lightning, of course, you can expect that. Isolated tornadoes, we're going to keep that on the lowest end of the totem pole, but still with these clusters of storms, they could be allowed to turn severe at a point in time here and there over the next couple hours. Again, we think that it's going to be a bit more on the lesser end of things, but we still have that storm watch, that thunderstorm watch in effect through about 8 p.m. for all of our areas here in Northeast Ohio. So now let's take a look at satellite and radar. What does it look like here? Well, there's the frontal boundary right there. You can see activity stretching all the way down south from Canada all the way through Louisiana, that Arkansas region. We all know they do not need any more active weather for them. Once we get into 5, 6, perhaps even 7 p.m., we're beginning to get that frontal boundary to move on through the region. As a result, moderate to heavy rain, high wind gusts approaching 30 to 40 miles per hour is expected there, but also very heavy rain is going to be expected with this storm system moving through as well. So we stick with that narrative through 7, 8 p.m. After that, we can still allow for some garden variety type showers. Temperatures are not going to fall rapidly behind this frontal boundary, which is kind of what we've seen in the past. They're just going to kind of coast into the 50s and eventually moving into the 40s overnight tonight. We'll stick with the cloud cover through the first half of our Thursday. Perhaps they could be thinning in the afternoon. Some light showers could be lingering, going to keep it less than 30%. But all in all, once we get this moving through and in and out of the region, we set the stage for a really nice finish to our work week. Rainfall accumulations, let's quickly get to that. At least a ½ inch of rainfall expected, nearing an inch, perhaps even going beyond that, isolated with some of the heaviest downpours across the area. That's pretty much our weather story, at least for today. Once we get into Thursday into Friday, high pressure hops back in the driver's seat. We'll have a beautiful forecast on tap for the Guardians on Friday. Even Saturday looks great, and we start to stair step even warmer. Sunny on Easter. Isn't that beautiful? Mid to upper 60s, even going back into the 70s by midweek next week.